Agent Albatross here again with the Cypher Unlimited crew. We have our usual suspects of AD or Alpha Dean. We have Speaks 18 or Anthony. And Dean, who's with us tonight and what are we doing here tonight?
All right. Well, good to be back, everybody. I missed you guys for a couple of weeks in a row there. I was family stuff came up and so on and so forth, but that's neither here nor there. We have Agis Angelomatis, who's the team director of RPG Stories. And RPG Stories is self-described as a dream come true and a work in progress. The team is aiming at creating a VTT world builder that will change the overall experience of RPGs as a whole. And RPG Stories is truly innovative with a new approach to virtual tabletop software, featuring a massive world builder that will give you the chance to create your own sessions in a fully 3D environment and play with your party. Everything you need all in one software. I think it's amazing. Just the little videos and stuff that they have available already has me excited. It's probably going to be the go-to VTT if I have my way. So, Ed?
Hey, Agis, welcome to the CU.
Thank you for having me. It's an absolute honor.
Yeah, I was doing a little research on this, and when I was talking to you back and forth through email, I got really excited. This looks freaking awesome. And
yeah, I mean, his speech was amazing. It was better than I described the software. It's correct. It's 100% what he said, but I mean, it was fantastic. Thank you, guys.
Before we get into RPG Stories, tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe your experience with tabletop.
All right, so I'm Greek. I was born in Greece, although now I live in the UK. But when I was young, my two cousins, because here in Greece, family is a huge thing. So we have cousins and uncles, and we all hang out together. So my cousins were living in the UK, and they were coming during the summer vacation or Easter vacation here in Greece. So they brought D&D with them. It was back then the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd edition, that period. So I started playing as a player when I was like 12 or 13, something like that. And my cousins were obviously older than me. It was really fun. And, but then if you were trying to discuss about these things, nobody knew what it was. So you were the weirdo in school who plays these weird games or something. And I remember that back in the 90s, the police discovered like a really big Satan church cult here in Greece. And all the media went crazy trying to connect tabletop games, Dungeons & Dragons with these things and metal music. So yeah, my mother was pretty worried that I was playing D&D. So when I was 18, they asked me to be the dungeon master. And since then, I'm 38 now. That never changed. I never played as a player again. I'm the DM for 20 years now. And later on, I really, really fall in love with Call of Cthulhu RPG. We call it Cthulhu. I think you say Cthulhu or something like that.
Cthulhu.
Yeah. All right, yeah. We got basically the word is Greek. That's why we say it in a different way. But yeah.
You say it in the correct way.
Yeah, I mean, Lovecraft took it from a Greek word that is chthonios, which means pure evil, and that's why it's Cthulhu for us and not Cthulhu. But yeah, anyway, so I spent like 5 years playing only Call of Cthulhu. It was like crazy times for us here and all my friends. Also played Vampire the Masquerade, which I really enjoy. Although I think the system is pretty complicated. But anyway, it's fun. But I have to admit that a good quest in D&D is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I strongly believe that Dungeons & Dragons will always be the king of tabletop role-playing games for many, many reasons. One of them is Tolkien, and the rest is, I don't know, our childhood maybe.
I mean,
so yeah, that's how it happened, and I still play. I mean, I'm that type of guy. You know, I walk all day, and at night I try to play Dungeons and Dragons with my friends. This is it. I'm not a going out guy. I'm a Dungeons and Dragons guy.
I mean, before we begin to our questions, you brought up, we were talking before we went online about just gaming in Greece in general. Do you think overall role playing hasn't gotten more popular in Greece specifically?
A lot, by a lot. Now everybody knows what it is. And, you know, shows like Big Bang Theory, then Stranger Things really helped. Or Community, which I really love Community. They really help people to discover the game. And I was asked yesterday in another interview, how do I feel that, you know, it's not something secret anymore or something special between a small part of the population? And as I replied that I really enjoying that it's becoming famous, because, you know, it's an amazing game, an amazing way to have fun. And I learned English because of Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, I had to read the books in English, and I was really young and I was struggling. So I had the dictionary next to me, trying to understand how it works. We were probably playing the rules in a wrong way for many, many years. But yeah.
We all have.
Yeah,
we all
it's
did.
becoming really, yeah. It's becoming really popular here in Greece. And we get a lot of support from the Greek community. And it's amazing, because we see and we discover more and more people that are from Greece and they're trying to become content creators, professional dungeon masters, things like that, which I didn't knew, to be honest, because I wasn't in the community. I wasn't talking to many people. Well, now I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
Oh,
and you know,
good.
I was just gonna say, I know we all know that Dungeons and Dragons is the 10,000-pound gorilla in the room, but if we have our way, we're gonna make Cypher System at least be a 2,000-pound gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh, but
have you ever played Numenera?
Have you ever played Numenera? Have you ever played Numenera?
No, I know all about it, but I've never tried.
Oh,
we got to change that.
Come on over. You on our server, man. We'll run you. We'll run you.
As I say to everybody, after the Kickstarter campaign, I'm all yours. Till then,
before we move on to the first question about RPG Stories, what is your role at RPG Stories? Like, what do you do there or with the VTT?
Well, my professional background, I was a producer and a senior producer in video games. That's my original job. So I decided to quit my day job and create my own company. So basically my role in RPG Stories is the whole PM, project management, and, you know, I hired the employees, I assembled the team, and I'm also doing the game design, because everything is, you know, my ideas, and most of the guys that are working in RPG Stories weren't really familiar with the systems and what exactly is going on. So it's mostly game design and managing the team. Also a lot of PR, marketing, and community management, because you need to talk to people, you need to spread the word, and you can't become an expert after a while. You hire some people to help you out, but then you learn things. You learn how to set your ads, you learn what you need to do to run a proper Kickstarter campaign. So yeah, so it's mostly, it's a disappointment because I mostly reply to emails.
I mean, but it helps keep things running. So yeah, exactly. Someone has to do.
Anthony knows your pain.
I mean, today my lead developer gave me a new build, and he delivered with the art team more than, I don't know, 60 new models from the modern era, like, you know, for Vampire or Cthulhu. And I didn't even have the time to test it. And it's my product. I mean, I really want to. And it's now 5 a.m. here. I didn't even download it because I had things to do. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah,
but
let's say I'm the director and I do project management, but mostly replying and sending emails.
we do appreciate you coming on, even though it's 5 a.m. over there. It's very appreciated. But on to the first question about RPG Stories specifically. Can you tell us, our viewers, exactly what it is? I know we went over a little bit, but what separates your software from other VTTs?
All right. So basically, the idea is to give to the, let's call them storytellers or better game masters, give to the game masters the opportunity, the ability to create any possible indoor or outdoor environment in a 3D scene. And we will provide lots and lots of 3D models. The art style is semi-realistic, so it's kind of something that never happened before in the 3D world building market. And after he builds everything and he has all his environment set, he can, or at the same time, he can also write his quests in the software. So he can make notes in every little place in the environment and in every little object, or open his journal and write the whole quest. And then he can invite the players to play like in a VTT, like in a 3D Roll20, if you like, or a 3D Foundry VTT or Tailspire or any of our competitors. So the players join in and they all can play together with the really well-known VTT features like, you know, fog of war, dynamic lights, line of sight, digital dice. Now the difference is, I want to say something because you didn't ask that, but we keep asked about this. We don't really like to comment on competitors because we really believe that everyone is doing their best. We are lucky enough to be maybe the second or the third product that is trying to do a 3D VTT the way we are trying it. So we had the opportunity to test the other softwares, find out what went wrong, what were their mistakes, and you know, we had the opportunity to fix these things and try to deliver something better than they do. That doesn't mean we are better, it means we're different. And I mean, everyone who is working in the tabletop role-playing game virtual industry has our support, and we really mean that. So now the big difference is from what is out there so far. First of all is the art style. The second thing is that we want, and probably we're going to explain that later on, this is why we're going on Kickstarter. We want to give equal amount of models for all eras of RPGs. So it's not only for D&D or for fantasy games or medieval games. We want to give modern Victorian props, sci-fi props for all kinds of RPG. The only thing that we're not touching is Star Wars. Mm-hmm. I will explain that later on why. Basically, it's one word, Disney, but yeah, it's pretty tricky. But we will get to that. We believe that we're going to find a solution about that. So that's the first difference, that we give models for all eras, and we want to give these models equally. And at the same time, the art style is closer to a video game and not like with low poly or pixelated art or anything like that. The second huge difference is that we managed to build the architecture of the software in a way that we can split the GM, the Game Master's version, from the player's version. So with that said, the Game Master will be able to buy the full suite, but the player will have the option to buy just the player version, which will be a lot cheaper. So that means, again, no, I don't want to blame anyone, but what exists out there right now is that everyone has to buy the whole thing in order to play. So a party probably needs around $100 to actually come together and play. So with us, it will be a lot cheaper because we managed to split the code and to deliver 2 different versions. Obviously, the players will always have the chance to upgrade to the full version if they like. Another big difference that we have is that we don't use miniatures. So the characters, the monsters, and all the NPCs will be 3D models like in video games, which you will be able to move around in the 3D scene like in video games, like in, let's say, in Diablo. Just point, click, and the character moves. Another huge difference is that we are going to give everything to be customizable. So every object, the game master will be able to change the textures, change the colors, change the size, everything he wants. Same thing with the characters. You will start with a base model. You can go change it, make your character the way you want to be, change the clothes, change the armor, and throw it in the game and play with your character. So everything will be customizable. And finally, one thing that we consider is a selling.
His audio went out on for me.
Hey, Agis, we lost your audio. For
Game master creates in RPG Stories. He can.
Agis, can you repeat that? We lost your audio.
All right. For like, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right. I don't know what happened. So I was telling that the final thing is that everything someone creates in RPG Stories can be exported in a single file. It's an export file, like Photoshop, for example, has the PSD file. So it's the RPG Stories file, which anyone that owns the software can open it. And we are giving this file commercial free. So basically the content creators will be able to create these maps, these environments, or even write their quests, customize their NPCs, customize their masters, keep notes of their stats, and then export everything and do whatever they want with it. They can share it free, they can sell it, they can do whatever they want. So we are trying to give tools to the community to, you know, we sell the software, and we want to help the community and the content creators to do something with our software apart from just playing, but, you know, share each other, sell, make a profit, whatever they want. So we want to just keep the software and you guys can go create and do whatever you want without us claiming any rights. These are the main differences. And yeah, we're really proud about what we are trying to do. Although I have to admit to the people that are listening that the complexity of our features and the numbers of models we're going to provide are dependent on the crowdfunding and Kickstarter campaign. So we're going to release it, but yes, but if the community embrace the whole idea, it will get a lot better and a lot bigger.
What you've told us,
go ahead, Dean.
I was just saying what you've told us so far is phenomenal. I'm totally and utterly excited. These guys will tell you I probably, you know, have kickstarted all the VTTs out there. I have Tailspire, I have, and I love the VTTs. That, you know, it's my type of thing, you know, Foundry, and I'm excited. And, you know, I will definitely be one of your backers because this is great, you know.
Thank you very much.
And, go ahead, Ed.
You said a lot of stuff that I want to touch on and unpack. Because first of all, if anyone in chat hasn't seen the video, we'll repost the links because you could see what he's not blowing smoke up your ass, guys. If you look at the videos of what they're trying to accomplish, it's very innovative and it's something I haven't seen before. And you mentioned some stuff that you know, really piqued my interest because it's very ambitious in the scope of what you're trying to accomplish. Like the first thing I'm gonna ask is, you mentioned about the splitting of the 2 costs. I know it hasn't hit Kickstarter yet, and you know, plans change. But are you planning on a subscription service, or are you planning on a one-time payment?
All right, so that's a huge conversation that we are having almost every day, and you said in your first email that in this interview we're going to have fun. So I will be 100% transparent. So my wife is a huge D&D player, and she works as a marketer in a huge international company. So she knows her marketing stuff. So we fight every day about this, if we're going to sell it or if it's going to be a subscription. Yeah, so, and the rest of the team as well. Yeah. So listen, for sure, what we've decided 100% is that anyone that is going to back us in the Kickstarter campaign, he's going to take it for like forever. So he's going to get the product forever and keep it forever and do whatever they want. So after that, probably 90%, it will be one-off for the Game Master version, for the full suite. And same thing for the players, one-off, but there will also be the option of subscription in case someone wants to just pay like for a game or for a month or try it. I understand why subscription is a really good solution for companies, and I'm pretty much aware why. Basically, the whole trick is that people forget to unsubscribe. That's the thing. But yeah, we really believe that the more we help the community and the more we bring in content creators and the more we are trying to keep it in a low price, more people will come. And we don't want to be millionaires from that. Well, we do want, now that I'm thinking about it, but yeah, it's not our major goal. We want to deliver something nice and something that we are also going to use to play, because this is how it started, by the way.
I can say,
yeah.
I mean, what are you guys offering is well within the means of a subscription service anyway. Because like I said prior, if you haven't watched the videos, go watch his videos. Because to me, when I was watching it, I was like, yo, you could make, it's like putting your home group in Dark Souls, the game. Well, you know what I mean? For lack of a better term. It's your guys are offering an experience that I don't think many RPGers or ever experienced.
Well, so, for me, what it is, for me, and what I'm looking at, and I can tell you from experience, it looks like a MMO that, but only difference is I'm the game master. I'm literally running an MMO for my friends. So
exactly that.
And the other thing I was going to say is, you know, you have this option. I think it's great to offer it as a full deal, a lifetime or whatever, and then just offer microtransactions as you guys do upgrades and stuff like that. That's another way to continue to make money. And if you guys decide to do your own campaign, an ongoing living world, that's where the subscription comes in. You know, you got so many options, and I'm looking at it. I'm excited because, like I said, this is like my wheelhouse of creativity when I've been looking at different things, you know, and we were just talking about all of that, you know, with the use of like the 3D assets to create your scenes and maps and software. How are you planning on dealing with like additional assets? And do you guys plan on having character sheets available, or will we have to import them, or what? From other games.
All right. So let me say a few things about, and especially about microtransactions. What we want to do is to deliver as many objects and characters and props as we can, and then all the updates will be for free. So as we add more objects, it will be for free for any object that might be considered as a normal one. So I'm gonna give an example based on D&D that is the most famous one and people will understand. So there's absolutely no way in the future to sell through our marketplace a table or a longsword or a pack of potions. These things are going to be added in the software for free and with updates as the game evolves and as the software and the product moves on. the things that we're going to sell will be specific things. So, for example, the main product will have a desert terrain, will have desert houses, and will have like a desert environment. But if we sit down as a company and we create a dark sunset, a specific dark sunset with a specific art style that everyone that plays D&D will say, hey, this is dark sun. This, yes, we will probably sell it because it's not for everyone, it's for a specific audience. Same thing with Al-Qadim of Forgotten Realms, for example, or things like that. So the things that we're going to sell will be more unique and for a certain targeted audience that really wants that. The second thing I want to say is that we made a decision that and that's why we are now showing in our videos only a few models. We are going to show more by July and by August, obviously, but we have decided to stop producing models right now because what we really want to do is to give all the obvious props and objects that you guys need. So, for example, again with D&D, there will be a cave set, there will be a village, there will be a town, there will be a dungeon, there will be sewers, all the obvious things will be there. But after the Kickstarter campaign, and we're going to see the budget, and we're going to announce to all our backers that, hey, with that amount of budget, we can deliver, let's say, 1,000 models. And we will give the chance to the backers to vote what kind of models they need, because we think that we don't need to decide that. I mean, the backers should decide what the hell they want. So if it is Blade Runner, they will get Blade Runner. If it is, so we're going to give the obvious, the simple things that every VTT should have. But after that, we're going to let the audience vote. So if, for example, they go like, hey, we need World War II for the modern world, like in the 40s and not in the 80s, we're going to follow that road because these people backed us. They eventually they paid for us to exist. So we want to give that opportunity to the people to vote on what kind of models version 1 will have. And then again, with polls, we're going to decide more things. And you also asked about character sheets. So that's a tricky one. We will have character sheets, yes. And that's for starting from our first goal. But our biggest dream, and it's really complicated, I will really try to explain it. So in our first stretch goal, so after we get the first goal, we are going to open the option for the people to back us to implement a special design where basically the game master will have like an inventory to set the rules for the game.
Nice.
And we want to, well, the first idea is that he will have like a drop down and he will go and say, okay, I need 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons or 2nd edition of Vampire the Masquerade, or okay, and the rules will be there. That's the first idea. But then we want to give the opportunity to the Dungeon Master to homebrew everything if he likes. So we want to have all the stats and everything to be editable. So let me give you an example. So we want the Dungeon Master to go to the tab that will say in his inventory, and will say monsters. It will be a drop down. He will open it. He will search for an orc. He will find the orc. He will get the chance to customize how this orc is going to look. Maybe it's green, maybe it's red, maybe it's bigger, I don't know. And then he will choose the stats. So he will be able to change the hit dice, change the attack, change the defense, according to the set rules that he will choose in the beginning, if it's 5th, if it's 2nd, or anything. And then he will be able to save that orc. So when he goes to the 3D world builder, he will have 2 orcs, the normal one and his own orc. But it will be special. So as he drags and drop it in the scene, the orc will have the stats that he chose to, and the hit points will be rolled automatically. And all this system and all these rules, we want to connect them with the dice rolls. So, for example, me as a player, I'll choose to attack, let's say, a beholder, and I roll the dice, and the system will be able to understand if I hit or if I missed or anything, and the proper animation should play. So this is a huge design. It's really expensive to do it, because basically it's a huge AI system, and it's a lot of work for the designers, not for the programmers, because basically they will take these huge Excels and just implement them. But we really wish that people will really support us on that, because we believe that this will change the whole thing, because not only the players will be able to play by the rules in the game, but they will also be able to create their own, basically their own system if they like. It will be really complex. Yeah, it will be really complex, and maybe it will take more than a year. But yeah, it will be in a second stretch goal. So yes to character seats, but we want to make things really customizable and give the opportunity to, you know, to homebrew everything, basically.
That is so, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, it will be a long road and will be hard. And this is why I can't say numbers right now, because we are not 100% sure. We're having meetings and we're trying to understand, because we want to deliver everything on time and not lie to anyone. But probably this will be the most expensive thing in our Kickstarter campaign. And that's why it's not first goal, because it will be like,
absolutely.
Yeah, because, you know, you need to take all the books, read the rules, understand them, pass them in a huge Excel, explain everything to the developer, and then implement it, test it. It will be a long road. But yeah, this is the dream.
It sounds super ambitious, and with ambition comes at a cost. So it's obviously, I could definitely see a point about it being so expensive. And with that being said, you know, you mentioned a couple of times, you know, the project is scheduled to be crowdfunded through Kickstarter. So when do you guys expect to have an announcement date for the Kickstarter? And why did you guys choose to go to Kickstarter in the first place?
All right, so I don't have a specific day, and that's exactly why in all our videos we say this September. I really want it to be the 1st of September because it's my birthday. But it will be around, I don't know, let's say mid-September, just to be sure. The only reason that we haven't decided yet is because that we want to run an alpha test event, a closed alpha, and give the opportunity to some players to, you know, use the 3D world builder and experience a little bit the whole system. And we are still waiting for Steam to approve the product. So yeah, this takes like 30 days. So we are not exactly sure when we will be able to run the alpha event, and we wait to get the date for the alpha event and then announce the Kickstarter as well. So the reason we are going to Kickstarter, it's really simple. We don't have the funds to do it. Honesty, transparency, we don't have the funds to do. Well, again, we have the funds to release a really simple version of what we are dreaming of. So basically, even if everything goes wrong, we're going to release the product. There will be a 3D world builder, there will be a VTT, there will be a multiplayer, but we will try to convince people that it was the shot to not donate, because basically Kickstarter is a pre-selling process, to back us in the Kickstarter campaign in order to give us the opportunity to make something really big and the way we want it. So that's the main reason we're going to the Kickstarter campaign, plus the publicity, because it gets you out there eventually. People get to know you. And again, I don't want to lie. I don't want to hide anything. If anyone goes to Kickstarter and see all the RPG projects that are going on, almost any RPG campaign is a success. So you say, let me try it. I need to try it. It gets a lot of money, and you need to spend a lot of money. You need to have an awesome team, and I'm really happy that my team is so good. And you need to work all day. That's the only way you can achieve it.
I can imagine.
Speaking of your team, they said this a while ago, but Carissa, where's the message? You're
Mr. Rose.
the producer. Just wanted to say hi.
Basically, she's sitting over there.
Oh, she's in the chat. She's wanted to say hi. Ooh, but either way, moving along here. So where did you guys come up with the idea for RPG Stories? And is there any other software programs that inspired the project?
Yeah, okay. So, again, I'll try to be honest. Yeah, she just said to me, speak the truth. So, me and Chrisa, because she's my main producer and she's my right hand, and she's the best, thank God. So me and Chrisa were working as producers in a video game company in London. And we weren't really happy over there, and we were a little bit overworked. So I was trying to find ways to change my life. That was the first thing that helped for RPG Stories. So now a little bit of a sad story. In the first quarantine, in the first COVID wave, I lost my dad and my uncle, both in the same 3 months. And it was a sad moment, but anyway, a year later, I inherited some money. And I was kind of lame, and I was thinking that this money is not mine. I'm not gonna touch this. I don't want to do anything with that money. And then I thought that if I invest that money and pay employees to create something, somebody else will get that money. And if the Kickstarter campaign goes well, then yes, I deserve that amount of money to be mine. So it was like a psychological process in my stupid head that led to the idea to spend the capital to a project. And one night that we were playing in Roll20, which I really like because it's simple, and I like simple things. I thought to myself, why I always used, as a dungeon master, used to create maps in other softwares and create little things and add them in, upload them in Roll20. And I thought to myself, as we were playing, why not in a 3D environment? So at that moment, I didn't know about Tailspire. I thought that I was the first that ever thought about it. So I was really excited, and I kept Google searching like 3D VTT, and I couldn't find anything. Because back then, like 8 months ago, I don't know, the algorithm wouldn't show to me Tailspire. So I literally really thought that this is my idea. Nobody else ever thought about it. That's 1 in a million. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna make it. So I started researching how much money do we need to like create a prototype so that we can showcase it in the Kickstarter campaign. And I called Chrisa and I said, hey, I have an amazing idea. This is the idea. You have to quit your job. I'm gonna pay your salary and we're gonna do this. So we started it. And after a week, members of the team, including Chrisa, started sending me Tailspire, Dungeon Alchemist, Chaos, Foundry, and I realized that, hey, there are a bunch of softwares out there. That's not my idea. And I got so disappointed. I started crying like a little boy. My wife was trying to convince me that this is a good thing. It's a good thing that there's a competition out there. And it's only good, and you should be really happy that somebody else already did it, because you can research and see what is going wrong and fix it and deliver something better. So yeah, I decided to move on. And basically I really wanted to, so I created this studio. The company, by the way, is called Brave Alice. And I never really wanted to create video games because I've been in the industry. I know how hard it is and how risky it is as well. I understand that people think that the video game industry goes really high and there's a lot of money in it, which is true. but it's really hard if you are an indie studio to create something amazing and get out there. So I was thinking that maybe a software for role-playing games will be a better move. And then after that, we want to release a few NPC generators as well. We want to publish books or, publish other people's work, do some crowdfunding for other companies, things like that. And yeah, we started RPG Stories. I have to admit that I got really, really lucky because I had a list in my mind of who I want to hire, people I knew from the industry, and everyone was available and within budget. So I was really lucky. And the initial idea is, okay, let's create a prototype to showcase it into the Kickstarter campaign. But everyone is working so hard and there are amazing people. And basically we don't have a prototype. We almost have like a better version, but we are hiding it. So I'm really lucky and everything goes amazing. So that's my answer.
Nice.
That's exciting.
Guys, you know what? I have to say, Agis, that first of all, I really like the thoroughness of your answers. And the other thing is, it's very ingratiating to, speak with someone who's so passionate about the project and about their work. It's, for me, it's just another no-brainer. I mean, if I had just seen the product, I would have been like, oh yeah, I want to back this Kickstarter. But now I know for a fact that I have to back this Kickstarter. It's very important. It's very important because people like ourselves who are passionate about these things and about our creativity, we got to support each other. And I just wanted to say that to you. That's just, I love your stories. And with that being said, can you tell us a little bit about the design process that you've worked on so far, and maybe some things you may have learned that you didn't know about doing this project? And do you have any?
Oh, yeah.
And do you have any advice for our listeners who might want to get into the VTT space?
Well, so the biggest. Let me explain a little bit the process. The process is pretty much the same as in the video game industry. So you get like concepts, you trying to decide the art style. Obviously, we're not creating concept art for every prop because that would be like impossible. But we spent more than 3 months trying to figure out what the art style will be and what the pipeline for the 3D modelers will be in order to deliver the models, because we wanted to hit a number like something around 1.5 model per day for a 3D modeler. So yeah, if it's a house, it will probably take like 2 or 3 days, but if it's just a pen, it will take him like an hour. So overall, sum it up, we wanted to achieve like a number like this, 1.5 to 2 models per day, in order to make sure that we can deliver this product within like a year or 10 months or something. So that was a hard part. We had some back and forths because I really wanted to be like more realistic. At the same time, the devs were trying to figure out how they can optimize everything so that the product won't be really heavy. So because we needed the polygons in the models. We figured that out. We're really happy with the result. It took us like 3 months before we even start doing anything. And after that, everything was pretty easy because, the modelers are creating the models. The developers know exactly what I want to do. The most tricky part in the design was that basically we are going to release some videos explaining that, but we wanted to deliver almost a double UI. So what we've seen in many comments in other VTTs is that some people feel that they're really hard to use, the controls, and to learn how to use it. And so we want to deliver like the simple way to use RPG Stories and the more complex way. So everything in RPG Stories has 2 different ways to control the thing. So basically it's double the code, double the UI. So the simple version is really simple with drag and drop objects, move them around in the scene just with your mouse. make them a little bit bigger, rotate them with your mouse wheel, simple stuff. You can create the rooms in an auto mode, like drag and drop in the scene and a room it's been created, like in Dungeon Alchemist, for example. But at the same time, we give like the more complex way, where with the toggle button, you can change the UI, and it gives you the opportunity to do whatever you want with models, like rotate them, move them around, make them float, put them down the ground. You know, so everything is kind of split in the easy way and the more complex way, or the auto way and the manual way, so that, you know, dungeon master that really like detail to be able to do whatever they want, but people who want like simple things and they don't want like spend hours and hours creating, they can just, you know, drag and drop things and create like a random generated dungeon or something. That was really tricky because basically it's two systems in one, and it was really complex. So my advice, not only to any studio or any two developers team, small team that wants to create like a VTT or any game, is that they need to spend time doing some research for and measure their own power and their own abilities, what they can achieve before they start, and have like a game design document with every single detail of what they want to do. And then just go and do it and ask for help. I mean, I always believe that the community helps, and I can see it now. So yeah, basically this is it. Take your time, make your research, make sure that you know exactly what you want to do. Don't change things afterwards. And sometimes you need to know when you are defeated. I mean, trying to implement a feature that is really hard, maybe you can, you know, lay down a little bit, say, okay, no, I cannot do this. Let's move on, because studios tend to, you know, stuck in one feature for a long time and they forget the whole picture and what they want to achieve. But yeah, this is it.
I mean, that's all great advice. Yeah, I think that you dropped a lot of jewels for potential future programmers that want to get involved in this business. Yeah, I know you mentioned that there is a lot of software that's currently similar to what your guys doing. Me personally, I think your guys are taking it in a totally different direction. So I was just wondering, is it hard for you to explain or promote this concept to audience that might not understand what your guys are trying to accomplish?
It's really hard, and let me explain why. You know, people in social media don't really spend time. So they see like a small video, they never click to go into the website to research and read. I understand why. I also do the same thing, basically, with everything I see. So they hit the like button, they forget about it, or they see something and they start asking questions that are shown in the video. So basically we get, you know how it is that it's really easy to get a bad comment and really hard to get like a good one. So let's say, for example, that we post in a Facebook group, we get, I don't know, 50 subscribes in our website, which is good because it shows us that people are interested in it and they want to subscribe. And we get 2 comments. One is pretty good. The other one is full of hate. So, you know, people tend to, you know, troll a little bit in social media. So we really often get comments like, how are you going to compete Foundry? How are you going to stand up against Tailspire? How are you? And they don't even bother to go and watch the video or go and read the website to understand why we're different. And people tend to try to make us say bad things about the other softwares, which we hate and we don't want to do. And it's really hard because, you know, there are 2 kinds of audiences. The first one is people who basically don't know about 3D world builders, VTTs. So they see these, they see RPG stories and they go like, oh, this is amazing. So for people that they know, they start asking really specific questions like, will there be character seats? Will there be fog of war? Yes, it's the answer, but you have to explain everything because they won't watch the video. So that's the hard part. And this is, I don't blame anyone because this is exactly how the world works. So instead of getting mad or getting disappointed, I went back to my marketing team and I said, what the hell is going on? And the advice was, keep the videos less than 15 seconds. Make more videos, split them to 50 seconds, and you'll be there. So that's exactly what I've been doing this week and next week. I'm changing all the videos because I understand that people doesn't really have the time to study everything and watch all the videos and go to the website and such. So we are rebranding everything, trying, and we will upload everything by 10th of July or something, trying to make things more simple and with bullet points like, yes, there will be a fog of war. Because in our heads, saying that this is a VTT, it was obvious that we will have 3D dice, fog of war, dynamic lights, line of sight. These things are, this is what makes a VTT, basically. But yeah, people keep asking, and I understand that it's hard for someone that already spent like a lot of time and obviously money to learn the software to change. But I really believe that the community is really huge. You don't even have to hit the competition to make a success. We are just different. You do a different thing, and you see how it goes.
Well, I'll be honest.
Most games have access to more than one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was just going to say that. I bought Foundry. I backed Tailspire. I'm doing Screen Grinder. I have Alchemy already, Dungeon Alchemy. I have them, you know, and I just play with them to try to learn the different softwares and, you know, trying to find the best one that fits. So I'm pretty excited, like I said, and you know, you can keep a few longer videos out there too, because you do have some of us who will sit up and watch those as well.
Yeah, also will. I'm not gonna get them down. I'm just gonna, you know, throw small videos, especially when it comes to Facebook ads and things like that. Nice. Another thing I want to mention is that we got an email today, and I personally never thought about it, and it made me feel so happy and so honored. So there was that guy, it was a voice actor, and he was asking if he can use the software to create like environments, not to play D&D, and then do some voiceover, like telling a story, showing the environments.
Oh,
and I thought, this is awesome. I mean, this is great because, yeah, we give this realistic models. So yeah, people can do things like that. And, you know, it opens your eyes. You see the potential of this software and you say, hey, maybe I'm creating something nice. So yeah, we are just hoping that it will go well.
I will say that the like you were saying, it doesn't really matter too much that there's maybe one or two similar products, because the what you call it, the RPG community is so vast, and their styles or whatever or preferences are so varied that, you know, you'll fill the niche for someone. Like the way your program might be different or whatever, someone's gonna prefer it over how maybe the other programs want or whatever have you. Yeah. So it's awesome to have that aspect going on. Yeah. 1 second here. But next question we have going on here, moving along. We mentioned this a little bit off camera, but can you tell us a little bit more about your VIP membership program? And is that something separate from the Kickstarter itself?
No, it's connected. So let me explain that. So basically what we're saying is that if you go and become a VIP member now, obviously you won't have to pay again in the Kickstarter campaign. So if you give the VIP membership now, and if you pay for it, you get all the rewards that we have in our website, which I can say what they are later on. So you get this, and the VIP membership is 100% refundable. So what we say in the terms of use is that you get the VIP membership, you get all the Kickstarter rewards now, up on release, obviously. And if we get mad and we never run the Kickstarter campaign, or if something happens, or if we fail in the Kickstarter campaign, we're going to refund people that paid for the VIP membership, obviously. And the same thing occurs for the donation button that there is existing on our website for people that just want to help. So basically what we give to the VIP members is the full suite, 4 keys for players version. So like a D&D party. Although I have to admit that now that I'm talking a lot with the community, I realize that most parties are more than 4 people. I personally cannot play with more than 4 people. It drives me crazy, but okay, whatever. So yeah, it's the full version, 4 players versions. And then we give some little extra things here and there. So for example, they will have some models that they will be unique for the VIP members only. Nothing special that the other users are going to miss, but I can say that they will all be funny and cute. Yeah. So we also give the opportunity to sell quests and things that you create in RPG Stories through our marketplace. That doesn't mean that they cannot go and sell them to their own website or anywhere they like. Just for extra visibility, we let them sell in our marketplace under our name with no fees. We also give access to alpha and beta version and mention in our credits, and they will also get an extra vote when it comes to the polls that I was talking about, like which models you want us to create and what features you want us to create. So their vote will count as double. That's the VIP membership. So these rewards will be in the Kickstarter campaign in different perks and in different stretches, but we give them all at once now under the price. So the reason we're doing this, again, because I really want to be fully transparent, is that we want to test our strength. We want to see how people is going to react after learning more of what we're doing. And second, we want to catch a breath and see that, hey, this is going well. And, rest a little bit, because right now we're anxious. We don't know what's happening. We see the subscriptions, we see the likes, we see the interest, but you never know how this will go. I have to admit that we got a lot of VIP members so far, people that we don't even know. So not my cousin or my friend, people that we don't know at all. And my phone makes like a funny sound when I get a VIP membership. So it's a high event around the house when the phone rings with that sound. Yeah, so basically this is it. It's 100% refundable. We think that the price is fair, and we can only hope.
I mean,
if you just heard your phone make a sound, that was me. I just literally did the VIP.
Oh, thank you very much. But it's in silence, so I didn't. But I see the notification. Thank you very much. So obviously, these rewards will be a lot more expensive in the Kickstarter campaign. So it's like a massive discount. But yeah, this is it. And thanks for the support, by the way.
I mean, one that's great. I didn't realize that it was in addition to everything you get on the Kickstarter. You get all this additional stuff. So just so there's clarity for our audience and for the people that are going to watch this on YouTube tomorrow, they could go to your website currently right now and join the VIP and be, a leg up on everyone else prior to the Kickstarter.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly that. And again, it's 100% refundable. So if we don't run the Kickstarter campaign in 2022, or if we fail, or if we don't release the product, everything will be refundable. With a single button. I need to say this because it took us a week to set the system up so that we can refund everything with a single button and not doing it manually. And I'm really proud that it works. So yeah, this is it. And let's say that I guess you are gonna write it in the description or something, but the website is rpgstories.net.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the link is in the chat right now, and it'll be up on the YouTube channel as well.
Hey guys, like I said, I'm anybody out there, I'd say take the plunge and go for it, because this looks beautiful. And this is pretty exciting to be on the ground floor of stuff like this. And you know, we're talking about all this great stuff. So Agis, can you tell us a little bit about like what you got planned for the Kickstarter? And do you have any information you can share about possible stretch goals besides the one you already shared?
Well, yeah. So the first goal will be the simple thing. It will be the 3D world builder with the VTT features and the matchmaking multiplayer and a respectful amount of props. So in the second stretch, we are gonna add like a lot more models, which is the most expensive thing when it comes to a 3D setting, which again, there are gonna be a number of models, not specific models. We are gonna explain that, hey, in this stretch goal, we're gonna add 1,000 more models and you'll get to vote what these models are gonna be. And we will probably add in the first stretch goal the whole homebrew thing that we want to implement. And the third stretch goal will be, this is the first time I'm going to say it live to anybody, but yeah. So the third goal would be everything in a tablet and mobile version. Now, the reason we want to do this, it will be really tricky, but the reason we want to bring it into the mobile, it's not for people that play online, but we want to bring RPG stories in the table. So the DM is playing and the players can watch the map through the mobile phone and move their models, things like that. Or for people who uses a screen when they play. So we think that changing everything and transfer the code to a mobile version for Android and iOS, it will really help to bring RPG stories in the table. So other things that will be in these stretch goals, we are trying to communicate with any other not so famous RPG system that exists out there. People that created their own RPGs. We are trying to connect with them and understand their system so we can also support these systems. So we will probably add, like in a stretch goals, like if we get in that amount of money, we're going to implement all the rules for that role-playing game, that tabletop role-playing game. So we're trying to reach to these people and understand exactly how the system works, because apparently we don't have the time to read everything and understand everything and see, you know, we don't have the time right now, but we will eventually. So that's another thing that we want to add. And am I forgetting something? Yeah, and basically all these customizable options that we want to offer, starting from the weather or how the objects are going to be, these things will be there from version 1, but the complexity will change according to the stretch goals that we're going to reach. So basically this is it. So if we take that in a simpler way, the first will be a simple 3D world builder VTT. The second one will have all these rules and the battle system and all the homebrew thing. Then the third will be mobile version, and all the stretches will have more and more models.
Nice.
So this is
so
it.
We could definitely get you a hold of Monte Cook Games.
Yes.
Management team. After
we would definitely, because we definitely want the rule sets for Cypher System, Invisible Sun, you know, into this system. This would be.
Feel free. I mean, honestly, feel free to give my email to anyone who wants to work with us, ask questions, because we really want to support any kind of RPG now or in the future or in a stretch goal or something, because, you know, we understand that the majority of the software that exists out there are for D&D, basically. So, and we know that there are players out there that they play games from World of Darkness or Chaos or things like that, and we want to support them. And that's, you know, that's the trickiest part in our promotion, because if you go to Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, there are hashtags for Dungeons & Dragons, any possible hashtag that you can imagine, but no hashtags for the other games, especially when it comes to ad sets. So when you're trying to like create a video with Call of Cthulhu and you want to add that I want this video to be shown to people who play Call of Cthulhu, it's impossible. You cannot do it. So you have to reach this audience organically, and it's really hard. And it's ridiculous because at the same time, this is where the gap in the market is. The modern and the sci-fi models. This is what people really need out there because there are others who are doing the D&D things. So we really want to connect with companies and other role-playing games or creators who have systems and things to, you know, connect, understand what they need, because we are making our own research, but, you know, we need help in order to help.
Well, you know it. You're doing the right thing, man, but you're getting out there. So people are seeing this, and we'll do our best to help you where we can. What we're going to do, we're going to start getting questions from the audience as well. We have a few already, but anybody else has any questions, please put them up so we can ask Agis when we get to that point. Anthony, you were saying, I'm sorry.
So we want to take questions from the audience, but if that's okay with you, Agis, you know, I don't know what the time is, so are you okay with us taking a couple quick questions from the chat?
Yes, of course I am.
All right, do you want me to lead into it, or?
Yeah, go ahead, Al. You take the first one.
So we do have a couple here. First one we got was very early on in the stream, but yeah, I told him we'd ask it later, but here we go. We got Techman, you know, longtime buddy of ours. Interesting point is how much of a server back end is needed for the playgroups. Does that matter? Is the data sharing low enough that the group is doing peer hosted sessions?
Yes, the answer is yes. So we are not going on a server. Well, it's kind of mixed, and I don't have all the technical answers, but definitely we're not going the way that, let's say, for example, Roll20 is, where there's a huge server and everyone's trying to connect. So it will be peer-to-peer, and one of the users will be the host, and through Steam they can invite and do the matchmaking. So it will be like a private matchmaking multiplayer. And we are trying to optimize everything so we don't have problems with, you know, internet connection speeds and things like that, because we hate lag. Everybody hates lag, and we don't want to cause that problem.
Love for board games. How difficult a learning curve is there to learn the software for the GM as well as for the players?
So I'll start with the players. The players will have basically three things that they will be able to do. The one is to go to their inventory, like in every video game, choose the character they want, type the info in their character, choose the character sheet they want, and then type the info of the character sheet. And then they can roll dice like in all VTTs, so it's really easy. They can move around their characters like in Diablo with point and click. So the model moves, and this is it pretty much. And then role playing. And they will be able to use the camera. So each player will be able to use the camera and watch around the environment and see what is going on, if the DM allows that, because the DM will be able to lock the cameras or anything like that. So for the players, it will be super easy. For the Dungeon Masters, again, as I said before, we are implementing two ways, the simple way and the complex way. So the easy way is pretty straightforward. There is a library where you open, you choose between fantasy, modern, or sci-fi props. There's a scroll down, you can see the props, drag, drop in the scene, and then you can resize the object, you can move it around, you can do whatever you want. So it's really simple. And this is the reason we spend so much time on the UX and the UI, because we really want this to be simple for the players. And as my best friend says, I don't want to feel a developer in order to play the game. So please make it simple for me. And at the same time, we are implementing features for the UI for, you know, people who really want detail and they want to pay attention to everything and change everything. So for a simple user, it will be like placing a torch they will pick the torch with a left click, put it on the wall, and the torch is there. For a more experienced one, he will be able to rotate the torch, so we'll put it inside the wall, make it move, add animations to the doors for opening and close. So all these more complex options, they will be not hidden, but they will open with toggle buttons for people who really want to go with complexity.
So that's awesome. So another friend of ours, longtime friend, Jason Shadowmain, he says, what rendering is under the hood? You know, Unity, Unreal, or is this like some new software that you guys create yourself?
It's Unity.
Okay.
Unity, and we're also using Maya and 3ds Max.
Nice.
So that's all the software and Substance. And I will come up with a bunch more, but the engine is Unity. And if you ask me the question, why Unity and not Unreal, I don't have the answer.
I don't think they're both great. I mean, I've you know, played with Unity and Unreal. So.
I will always believe that Unreal is better for so many reasons. But in software like this one, it doesn't make a difference. But when it comes to video gaming, and if we want to create something amazing, and especially when it comes to graphics, but it's like a really big game with a huge map, I would go with Unreal in that case.
Before I was just going to say, Anthony, before you ask the next question, Anthony Rao.
I think we're going to go into rapid fire questions.
Okay, well, before we do that, I just wanted to say, somebody, Techman, again, made a really good point about the Alexandrian RPG podcast, that you might want to contact them because they really talk about being a library of tabletop RPGs. So that might be somebody you want to talk to or get involved with, you know, to get, you know, your name out there too. That's just a really good idea. So.
Yeah, it will be my pleasure.
And?
Yeah, we took some questions from the audience. You answered all the questions we got. But all that, I guess, was easy stuff, because now this is the hard, rapid fire questions. Yo, here's what we dig deep into your soul, right? We pull out your essence, we stretch it on the table for the whole world to see. Are you ready for our world famous rapid fire questions?
Yeah, I am. Hit me.
Okay, so yeah, first one, drum roll. And now first one, player or GM?
GM.
Pull punches or TPK?
Oh, that's hard. I'll go with punches.
All right, pull punches. Sorry.
I think I know the answer to this one. Online or in-person gaming?
In-person gaming.
Oh. Announce the difficulty number or keep it a secret?
Announce.
Ooh.
Salty or sweet snacks at the gaming table?
Come again, sorry?
Salty snacks or sweet snacks at the gaming table?
Salty. We are Greeks.
RP or combat?
I will go with RP.
PDFs or physical books?
Physical books. Again and again. Take my money. I know I'm creating a virtual tabletop, but physical books.
Yeah, we understand. Pen and paper notes or digital notes?
I would go with digital notes nowadays.
Makes sense.
I still use, if you see, I still use my notebook here, but I like my laptop and it really helps me.
Pre-written adventures or original content?
Original content.
Nice.
You have survived.
Thank you.
Great job.
Once again, everybody, this is Agis Angelomatis, and we really want to say thank you for coming on the show and sharing all of this information with us and our audience. Definitely keep us in the loop. Come back once everything is done. You know, the successful Kickstarter, all of that. Let's talk some more. Come and game with us. And again, you know, from me and, you know, the rest of the CU, I just wanted to say thank you for coming on the show. And, you know, awesome stuff.
The pleasure was all mine. And I really thank you. You guys are great. And I wish you all the best. And for the people who's listening, please do subscribe to their channel because it's really important. And, well, people don't really understand why it's important, but it is important. And for you, it's just a click. So just subscribe to the guys. And thank you again very much. It was a pleasure.
Not only should you subscribe to us because, you know, we're freaking awesome, but the RPG Stories is even awesomer, if that's a word.
Awesomer.
Go to their website, you know, back and do the VIP membership if you can. If not, you know, wait for September for the Kickstarter. But either way, follow them. You don't have to take our word for it. Go to the watch their YouTube videos. This thing is freaking awesome. Go in there. Go watch the videos. You know, I guarantee you, if you watch one or two of the videos, you're going to see exactly what we're talking about. This is very innovative, very ambitious, and I'm really excited to see how far this is going to go because I think this might change the VTT gaming space for the good. I'm all for that.
All I'm going to say on that note, Anthony, because you're absolutely right. If you've played WoW, if you've played City of Heroes, if you played Star Trek Online, any MMO out there, this is literally like the tabletop experience of having your own MMO at your fingertips and to be able to bring your players into that environment, but you're in control as the GM. It is exciting, innovative, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. And I'm telling you no right now.
Oh, you got anything to say before I hop into my spiel?
Al?
No, I'm good. I was waiting for you to go into that and then do my, you know, closer. But yeah, I'm good.
You like us and you like what we do, join the Cypher Unlimited Discord server. We have the largest fan-run Discord for all things Monica Games, 4,000 members and growing. If you want to support us in little ways, give us a little donation on Ko-fi. Our videos will always be free, but it helps us out with little things like Zoom costs. Give us a follow or subscribe here on Twitch, or go to our YouTube channel and like, share, subscribe there. We really appreciate it. Or visit our online store and pick up some cool Cypher Unlimited merch like me and Dean got on. Or as Dean has a new thing to add, Dean has the Cypher Unlimited, what you call it, I'm losing my breath here, GM Roulette. We also have a Kickstarter project coming up later this year. It's an improvised RPG with all the GM rotates. It's going to be exciting. We'll have more information on that. And last but not least, we love you guys.
Yeah, thank you again so much, Agis, for coming on. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by, watching, learning about this fantastic project coming up. I'm definitely super excited to see where it goes. Yeah, I'm definitely super excited. So yeah, thank you again. And from us at the CU, we will see you later.
Bye-bye, guys.